Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes.
And welcome to Owlet Majors here. We're going to have an amazing game for you. Some pretty high stakes coming in here. We got Banditcoots. We got Dice Rolls. These are some of the best teams in the Owlet Majors. And we're going to see which of these teams are going to come up on top in this game here. We are going to see these two teams face off here. And it's going to be an amazing game here. I'm really excited. I am KWing, and I am here with Mysfyt. How you doing there, Mysfyt?
I'm doing great tonight, and as you mentioned, this is going to be a really high stakes game. Both these teams looking to secure a foothold at the top of the Majors division. Both Dice Rolls and Bandicoots have been hyped up quite a bit. We should see a clash of titans here tonight. I'm really excited for it personally. As some of you may know, my team Bench Boys did play against Bandicoots, and while we 3-0'd them, I would say that it was one of the closer 3-0s where it's more of, each map comes out very close, but one team edges out each time. So Bandicoot's definitely not a team to sleep on. I'm really excited to see what they pull out here. What's changed for them? They did recently up their scrim range from just 3.2 to 3.3 up to 3.3 to 3.5. So obviously they are ready to take on bigger challenges. As far as Dice Rolls go, they were the top team in Majors last season, formerly known as No. And while they've lost Laser Blitz and Ochre, two of the powerhouse players on that roster, they're still a very, very good team and a team to be afraid of.
Absolutely, they have shown that as such, that to be true going into the season here. And honestly, I'm just so excited to see these two teams clash here on our first map, which is going to be Oasis here. So, what do you think about Oasis and the sort of comps that are going to come out here?
Oasis has always been, as most control maps are, a very varied map. City Center, you typically see a lot of dive, which is currently the meta. There's this double bubble with the monkey and the Zarya. So I'd expect both teams to run that. Bandicoots did run that against us when we played. This was our first map in that series. But then we get into maps like Gardens and University. University, I do expect to see May Brawl or Junkrat. Junkrat has been seeing a lot more play in Brawl comps, especially at the higher levels. There's a sim junk comp going around that I wish people would stop playing because it is very, very frustrating to play against. But yeah, I would expect to see dive on Gardens and City Center, and then wrap it up with some Brawl on University. I think it does depend on which map comes in first. I didn't get to see much of Bandicoots Brawl because they took us to King's Row for the last map of our series, but they had a lever, so we didn't get to see much of their Brawl. So I don't actually know how good they are at it. But I know that Paper is a very, very talented Rhine player for Dice Rolls, so I would expect them to be very, very good at that Brawl comp.
Yeah, and very soon we're going to get into this next map here. I'm just really excited to see these two teams get going here. As soon as we get the ready from these two teams, we should talk about the rosters here. You did talk a little bit about the roster for Dice Rolls here with Paper. But on the side of Bandicoots, we have Vantage and Snopes on the tank, Repete and Kemi on the DPS, and then Ian and Pineapple on the support. And then for Dice Rolls, you have Testing and Paper on this tank line, Phosphor and Key on the DPS, and then Paper Sower and Moiraine on the support.
Yeah, and some notable players to look out for. I've heard that Kai is a very talented hit scan player. Apparently, his Widow is very, very dominant, something to watch out for as we get into some longer sideline maps. As far as Bandicoots, I specifically remember Vantage being a very big thorn on my side. Of course, I am a support player. And he's a very, very good Winston. So he and I saw each other quite a bit during our match last week, and I expect to see him pull out his old tricks coming into this game against Dice Rolls. But yeah, I mean, the role, excuse me, the roster for Dice Rolls is pretty noticeable. Of course, Paper Soar, and Moraine all returning from No last season. I believe Testing was on Yes in season 2, and of course Kaliwag right now, who is on the bench. but was on the team last season, is there as well. And of course, returning in the coaching slot will be Edix, who coached this team to a very, very promising season. So Dice Roll is definitely a very, very scary team right here. We don't know much about the players on Banditcoots because none of them have played an Owlet before, to my knowledge. But again, what we've seen of them so far, I think they can contend. I think they are top 3, despite the numbers putting them lower. I think they are a very, very scary team, especially coached by Mr. Crit, who is an Owlet veteran, a very talented coach overall. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this one underway here. It looks like we are just waiting for a ready up here on one side, but we will get into this very shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. I am just dying of the anticipation of seeing these two teams go at it in this sort of no holds barred kind of thing. But we are just so close to being ready. It's just that one, just a one team that we need to get that confirmation from, and then we will be into our first map here. But there's just so much that can happen here. So, oh gosh.
Yeah, I guess while we have something to wait for, I guess we can go into predictions here. Of course, Dice Rolls is probably the favorite going into this, but I personally think that it's going to be a 3-1 in Bandicoot's favor. I know that Dice Rolls has a very scary double sniper comp, so I would expect them to win like a map like Havana, which is in the map pool and would be the next map type if they were to lose Oasis. And I really think Bandicoots can pull off the upset here. I have a lot of faith in them as a team and in Mr. Crit as a coach, so I'm really excited to see what they can get underway here. What about you? What do you think about this map?
Personally, as we get into this map here, I'm gonna go with a 3-2 for Dice Rolls here. I've watched Dice Rolls play a little bit, and I've just seen a lot of really good play, and I've been really excited to see them go against another team like this. Like Vantage just jumped off the map there. So, but I'm really excited to be proven wrong or proven right. Who knows here? We're just going to wait for all of them just kind of jumping off the map here, but we're just going to wait for as we get into the Assemble Your Heroes phase, just about 30 seconds before we get into the game here. So what are we thinking about these comps that we're getting shown early?
Well, both teams are showing this Hog Zarya, but it is, of course, early stages of the roster selection here, so they could both switch going forward. I would hope to see them switch. I do think Dive is a little bit better on this map. I haven't seen too much of the Hog Zarya comp being played. It is kind of meta in ranked right now, and it has seen play in top OD. But I don't think we'll see it this low. It's kind of a weird comp, and I feel like most teams would be more comfortable on a Dive comp. But I guess we'll have to see here moving forward. Something that we forgot to mention in the pre-show that might be important to point out to anyone who watched the Bench Plays versus Bandicoots match is that Ian on the side of Bandicoots is actually not a nomad. Recently changed his name. So if anyone was wondering who that is, yes, it is in fact a returning player. And it looks like we will actually see both teams pull out the Hog Zarya here.
Yeah, that is an interesting choice here. We do have the Symmetra teleporter on the side here, so we're going to see exactly what's going to come out from these two teams. I'm really excited to see what is going to happen in this first fight here. Both of them going to go up to this high ground. He on the right side. Oh, the hook comes out so early. Testing is so low. Going to get that healing that they need so desperately, though. But it's just the aggression that came out there, allowing them to push through the door here and just push through. But here comes a re-engage in. The point is going to be captured, but Kemi gets hooked and just destroyed by the Roadhog here, by Paper, but Snow answers back with the pick onto Testing, and Snow's going to go down now off of Key, and Key getting to their Key, doing a lot of work on that Tracer. There's 3 for them there, and that is a good showing there. It's going to be a quick cleanup, and then the point is going to return to them.
Yeah, Kai getting all the final blows there on that Tracer. Clearly a very comfortable pick for him. Something that is important to point out here about these comps. Paper is a main tank player, but he does have a really disgusting Hog. I've seen it many times in Pugs playing with him, and I have heard rumors about how good it is. So I'm excited to see what he can do on this character as we get into the next stage of this match.
Oh no, that's not what you want there. Paper just gets hooked right off the high ground, and it's going to take away so much advantage there. Oh, but Repete is going to get the pick there as well. There's so many picks coming in here, and Phosphor going to get the pick off as well, and it's just going to be a scrappy fight on the point here, and it's going to be a matter of inches coming out here. Here comes the whole Hog. from Paper. Going to get so much damage onto him because he does not have that E, the ability to heal there. And it does look like the members of Dice Rolls are going to lose this point. They're going to have 46% though, but it is going to be going to Banditcoots here.
Yeah, Banditcoots did a really, really nice job of being cautious with their ult usage there. They will go into this next fight with almost 5 ultimates online, as opposed to only 3 for the, or actually 4 for the side of Dice Rolls. But I have to say that I do think the ultimates on the side of Banditcoots are much more impactful.
And here comes the grab. Oh no! Heaney getting a 5 with the Pulse Bomb Graviton Surge combo, and that's just the quick fight win for Banditcoots there.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if your Dice Rolls there, that is a quick fight. You only lose about like 10% off that. It was very, very quick, and you get out 2 ults from your opponent. So now you have 4 ults as opposed to only 3 on the enemy's team. I'd say the ult advantage favors you. You just got to use it correctly as we enter this next fight game.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see the Valkyrie going to come out, and the Bob on both sides are going to get the, here comes the Graviton Pulse Bomb, Graviton Surge Pulse Bomb combo here. Not going to get as many picks though, but Kai going to get a lot of ults coming off here. Jan's going to get slept though. Moira going to go down there and going to get hooked into the loving arms of Snoke there. Here comes the whole hog from them there. Going to just push away anyone close, anyone in that range, just turning around, doing so much damage. Speaking of damage, Kimi getting so much of that as well, and it's going to be a quick push here for Dice Rolls. They need to get on this point to trigger overtime here. They're
not gonna do it.
Paper just barely misses the opportunity to get on the point, with body blocked a little bit, and then just goes down before they're able to touch the point.
Yeah, very heads-up play there from the tanks from Bandicoots to body block him off the point. We're seeing a very, very interesting first map so far. Both these teams are clearly practiced on this Hog Zarya. You can see that when a member of the team gets hooked, both Zaryas are there with the bubble. And it's kind of depressing for me because I don't really like this comp very much. I don't really like the way it plays. It's kind of a weird comp. I don't really enjoy it as much as I enjoy the dive comp that is pretty meta right now. But I mean, hey, whatever works, I guess, for both these teams moving forward. Looks like we will have a short pause coming out here. And there are slight differences in comps that I want to mention real quick. On the last map, it was a complete mirror. But going to this next map, Moraine will be off the Ana onto the Moira, while Paper Sword will stick onto this Mercy that she was running before. But on the side of Banditcoots, they will be running the Brigitte, who recently received that health nerf and the Inspire, I guess, rework to make it kind of a more easy target to kill. So slightly different here. I do like Dice Roll's comp a bit better. The Moira is a lot better on this point than the Ana. The sightlines favor the Moira a bit more. It's easy for the Moira to get in and out of fights, whereas the Ana is there's so much cover around. Like, yeah, she can be safe using the cover, but Ana likes range a little bit more. She likes to be as far back as she can in the context of a fight, right? Doesn't want to be too far back if she's an easy target. Doesn't want to be too far forward or she's basically, free for the Reinhardt. But, I do like the Moira better on this map, personally. I think Moira is much more comfortable with the range and, like, where fights take place. So I do like Dice Roll's comp better.
Yeah, we are just about to get into this next round here. We did have Bandicoots going up 1-0 in this round, in this map here. And so it is now on to Dice Rolls to come back here, and they have to win these next 2 rounds, otherwise they're going to go down 1-0.
Absolutely. I would expect to see Kai come out with another really big performance. He's playing very, very well in the first map. So if they can capitalize on his performance, they might have a shot here.
Absolutely. Oh, but as you say that, Snokes is just going to get that quick early pick, but China's going to go down as well. But Paper Sword on that Mercy is going to fall, and that is a hero that you do not want to lose right now. If you have that Mercy, is such an important hero, providing healing and a damage boost as well, and it's so important there. But these picks are coming through on the side of Dice Rolls, so they're going to push on to this point. It just seems to be a matter of when, not if, they're going to retake it here. Just 12% ticking up on the side of Bandicoots. But it is going to be a pretty decisive fight win, a pretty scrappy fight win actually, for Dice Rolls here.
Yeah, something about this meta that I do enjoy, one of the only parts about it, is that there is a really big potential to turn fights because every single member of your team is a playmaker in this game. They all have the potential to get picks and make plays, like that, for instance. And it makes it really exciting to watch fights get turned around.
Yeah, absolutely. Phosphor going to find that early pickup on to Kemi there, and that is just yeah, absolutely one of your DPS there, not the one you want, not any character that you really want to lose here, but that McCree, so much damage that can come out of him, you really don't want to lose him that early on. You don't want to lose anyone early on here. You do have Snow on the flank, and Kemi again going to go down here on the approach, not even before the fight comes in, and there goes both the DPS here on the side of Banditcoots, as well as their supports, and it's just the tanks. And it's a matter of when they're going to go down here. Vantage going to get caught out and just go down.
Yeah, something that we're seeing Banditcoots struggle with here is that they gotta make sure that these tanks are still taking the hooks from the enemy. What's kind of happening right now is Paper's just allowed these free angles onto the DPS and the other squishies for the side of Banditcoots, and he's getting free hooks off because the tanks aren't taking the hooks. So I need to see Vantage and Snow do a better job of trying to bait the hook and let themselves get hooked so that they can
Here comes the Baton Surge, and Paper is just going to fire in the whole hog onto everyone in there, going to get both the supports, going to get taken down, but with both the supports, you cannot get a push off, and it is now going to be do or die time here for Banditcoots. If they want to win this round here, they're going to have to push in here hard, and they're going to have to win.
Yeah, I don't know if they can do it. They have the ult, but I don't know if they'll be able to put together a really nice push, especially now with the Ana going down with the
down there, and not with Kai getting a 2 off of that high noon there, and that is just going to be the round going the side of Dice Rolls 1-1 here. We're gonna see this final sort of tiebreaker round coming in here, round 3. We're gonna see who takes this map off of it.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, like, of all the maps on Oasis, this has to be the one where they don't run the Hog Zarya, right? Like, this is a classic dive map. Even like throughout multiple metas, teams have run dive here. It's so good because you can control all the high ground that this map has to offer, and it's really, really comfortable for it. It looks like both teams will actually be sticking on these two. They're sticking on the Hog Zarya, and I guess I can understand it if that's what they've been running, but it's still like strange to me to see this get run on a map like this, where dive has been like really meta at this flow for so long.
Yeah, absolutely, and just, you know, as you cry about them still running that Hog Zarya, we will see them. We're gonna see these teams come together over on this right side here, but the Zarya's going to get hooked, but Snopes is going to get hooked right back there, and it's going to be a trade there, one tank for another, but Ian's going to go down early there, and the Mercy on the side of Dice Rolls is going to get the rest off, but going to go down here, so it's going to be a pretty scrappy fight on the point here. Early presence is going to go to Banditcoots, but it looks like the picks are going to be going the way of Dice Rolls here, and they are going to clean up the point, and they're going to start gapping here.
Yeah, and once again, we see just a slightly bigger plays there coming out from the tank line of Dice Rolls, able to get a better hook off, able to get the pick off of that, and they go up in this first, I guess, rather last point, first fight of the last point of this map. Really, really comfortable position now. They get both their hit scan on high grounds. A lot of angles. There's no shields in this game. Well, actually, no. As I say that, I now notice advantages onto the Sigma, so we do see a slight change in comp.
Yeah, absolutely. You do have the Sigma coming out, which is a pretty interesting sort of change here. The Sigma, a part of that double shield, but we see Repete getting 2 takes here on this Ashe. Phosphor is going to come back here, but just coming again and again. This Ashe is getting so much value and so many picks here, but Kami is also going to be here getting the value and getting the picks as well here, and it's going to be Banditcoots taking the point here.
Yeah, I do actually like the Sigma pick here. It makes it easier to block the hooks from Paper instead of having to use bubbles to try to get charge off of it, which of course can be baited out or can be broken and then antied whoever got hooked, right? You use the Sigma shield and that can just block the hook straight out, right? And that gives you guys a bit of an advantage here. Of course, Roadhog is also very good at just breaking these shields, so I would expect to see that to be a Dice Roll plan.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're down down goes Snopes there. Both the Bobs are going to come out, and they're both going to get slept in just like a mirror. We're going to see, but we're going to see the members of Dice Rolls getting these picks that they need to start taking the point back. We're going to see the Bobs get one pick, but it's not going to change the fact of the matter that that is the fight win for Dice Rolls.
Yeah, I don't really think they needed to use that Valkyrie there, and it will hurt them moving forward now that there are 5 ults available for Banditcoots. But I mean, Dice Rolls has been doing a very, very good job of holding this point, and I would expect to see that continue. They just need to win the neutral and play it smart if they want to play around these ults, because they don't really have anything to directly counter it.
Yeah, a lot of ultimates here for the members of Bandicoots. They have 5 ultimates compared to just 2 on the side of Dice Rolls here. We're going to see the Pulse Bomb going to come out. Nothing found off of it. Here comes the High Noon from Kali there, and it's going to find one there. Phosphor going to find another as well. Phosphor finding 2 here on this Ashe. And the Gravitic Flux is going to come in still, though, and it's going to find 2. The Gravitic Flux advantage. I thought it was going to be a mistake that there was going to be too many people down on his team there, but it's not a mistake, and it's going to find 2, and then he's going to find another with the primary fire. Ian going to find their counterpart there on the Ana, taking them out there, and Ian finding another on the Ana, and that is just what you needed. If you are Bandicoots, you need this point capture, and they're going to start ticking up.
Yeah, Dice Rolls looked a little bit too comfortable on their high ground there, and they didn't push an advantage that they had there. The fight was kind of even, and it was down to like which team was going to make the move, and it just turned out to be Bandicoots there, and they're able to win back point control. However, they are on this very transitional comp with the Sigma Winston, so this is not a very good comp, right? I do think that Dice Rolls comp just wins. They just have to play this smart, and they will have the ability to take this point back, especially with that Bob that they have.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to see both the Bobs coming in here. Paper's going to go very low, but here comes the Nano right onto him, going to heal him up to full and boost up this whole hog that's coming in. Is going to find Repete, but it's going to get rezzed immediately. Going to the Bob is going to want the Bob War is going to be won here by Phosphor, and it does look like as the Bobs go, so does the team. But as I say, that Bandage is going to find a double kill onto the supports of Dice Rolls here, and Paper is going to find the pickoff onto Vantage, though it doesn't seem like it might not be enough here, but it could get what they need here. They just need a touch, and they're not going to get it. They're so close, yet so far. Dice Rolls are going to take our first map here.
Yeah, and that was, I think it just comes down to, I think Paper and Testing looked a lot better on this comp than their counterparts on the side of Bandicoots. Vantage and Snopes were pretty good for the first map, but they kind of started to get outplayed on the last 2. Really nice plays there from Testing and Paper. Phosphor and Kai also doing a really, really nice job on their dual hit scan characters. The dual hit scan isn't something we see a lot, but this Hog Zarya comp is very fluid in what DPS can be run. We saw it on the first map with the Tracer, and that's useful. If you think back to how like spam was during like the first Owl tournament during, I believe what was it called, the May Melee, that was it. May Melee, right? A lot of teams would run the Ashe Tracer, and the point behind that would you'd have all this spam coming from one angle with your Orisa, your Sigma, your Ashe, your Zen, your Baptiste, whatnot, right? Then you have your Tracer and the enemy backline able to follow up on all that damage you're doing, right? So the enemy team could just hide around those corners. And this Hog Zarya comp, to me, seems most akin to that spam comp, right? Where it's a lot of damage being thrown out and a lot of potential to just die. But instead of shields, you have damage mitigation cooldowns like Bubbles and the Hog's, E, where he takes half damage. And I think the double hit scan can get a lot of value in this meta because there are no shields, so you can hit every shot theoretically, right? There's nothing stopping. And of course, Phosphor and Kai are both hit scan players by trade, so I do think this meta does favor the DPS of Dice Rolls more than the DPS of Bandicoots. Of course, Repeater had a really nice play, played really well on the Ashe, which is not typically one of his characters, but still making the plays that he needed to make. I think it just comes down to, I think Bandicoots needs to be smarter in the way they play the comp if they want to beat Dice Rolls. Paper's been making a lot of really, really nice plays with these hooks, and they're going to have to clean it up if they want a chance to take care of Dice Rolls.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to get into our next map, which is going to be Dorado. So we're going to see what's going to come out here. You said that dive was that comp that's going to be run on that last point of Oasis, but it is a
Really, I
pretty
was wrong.
well, it's a pretty popular comp for second point of Dorado. So we could end up seeing that dive composition coming out here, just what you want. So we might see it coming in here, but we can only guess until we get into it here.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I thought they were going to run it on City Center, and they didn't there either. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the coaches have taught these teams. I don't know what their game plans are going into this. I don't know if there's a reason they're not running the dive composition. Maybe they're not comfortable on it or whatnot, right? But to me, Dorado was one of the places where usually, like dive is almost necessary. There's way too much high ground there. If you just post a Widow up, you mentioned second point, right? If there's a Widow on second point there, how are you going to beat that with Hog Zarya? You have no shields and no way to contest that Widow other than a Widow of your own. But it's so much easier to just run a dive comp and pressure them out. It doesn't make sense really to just like trust that you can win the Widow 1v1. What happens when you start losing the Widow 1v1? Or what happens if it's even? Then your fights are completely RNG. I just think that the dive comp is so much more consistent on this map. And I would expect to see at least one of the teams run it. I would expect that Banditcoots will probably run it themselves. They were the ones who swapped off the Hog Zarya comp at the last map, so maybe they don't think they can take this mirror comp. Maybe they're looking for other options. And I do think the dive comp can beat this comp if they play it correctly, right? You have to make sure you're blocking hooks with bubbles from your Zarya. You have to make sure that you're trying to evade damage using your Winston bubble. And most of all, you have to make sure you're playing cover smartly when you engage as Winston, because there's just so much damage in this Hog Zarya comp that a Winston can just get melted if he doesn't use his cooldowns correctly.
Absolutely. There's a lot that can happen on dive comps here, and especially on Dorado. There's so much high ground, and that's really hard to approach just from ground level if you're playing a lot of the heroes that don't have a lot of mobility. But if you're playing that dive comp and you're playing the heroes that can kind of get anywhere, we can see that coming in. Stop taunting the teams in chat.
Bro, they need to run dive. Okay, I don't want to see this Hog Zarya. This is stupid. All right, give me real Overwatch back. I'm tired of this. Okay, it was funny for like 2 days after the patch came out, and now it's every game. This isn't funny anymore. I want my role back. I want to play Ana in peace. It's not fair. Our producer is kind of a nerd, so he is jeering me for saying that I don't like playing Ana in this meta. And I never said, I want to make it very clear that I never said that Ana is bad in this meta. I just said I do not enjoy playing Ana in meta. I do not enjoy sleeping the hog in the backline in my ranked games, and then watching as no one turns around to deal with him, and I have to feebly run away while he turns the corner and then hooks me again. It is not very fun. I do not enjoy it. I would like Brawl to come back. I would like Dive to come back. I would like normal Overwatch back. Not this double off tank, double hit scan. This is not good. Mysfyt does not like this.
For
Mysfyt's not having a good time.
context, usually in casts, the producer doesn't usually talk unless something really serious is happening, and basically our producer just came on and said, Ana is still meta, you're just bad.
He's right. I am very bad. Like, that was not a false statement. Let's be honest here. It looks like we will actually be seeing double shield from dice rolls here as we get into this next map here. I don't like double shield, but it's better than Hog Zarya, so that's a win for me. I'm happy to see this. I still think that double shield is okay, at least on this map. But as I say that, of course, they will switch off. That they were just baiting me because they don't like me, and that makes sense. I don't like me either. So it will be a Hog Zarya meta, or Hog Zarya mirror on both sides here as we get into this next map. I quit. I'm done. This is...
Solo cast, here we go.
I'm not having fun anymore. I just want normal Overwatch. Please.
Oh my gosh. So looking at, we do have Kai on the Widowmaker here, so that could be interesting, right, Mysfyt? Widowmaker, that could be cool.
Yeah, I mean the double sniper comp. I have heard rumors about how good the double sniper comp from dice rolls is. I'm not excited to see it played with a Hog Zarya, but it's I can at least watch some good Widow play. Kaya evidently is very cracked on this character, so I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what he pulls out moving forward. We will see a return of this double hit scan as well for the defense of Banditcoots. They will be running this Kree and the Ashe. I would expect to see Repeater end up switching off this going forward. I don't think the McCree is going to have that good of a matchup against two longer range characters. I would expect to see him getting picked off quite a bit, but we'll have to see how it plays out. There is room for individual playmaking from Repeater if he can, schmove out of the way of the snipers and find picks on his own.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna see some cool Widow plays coming out here from Kai. Isn't that exciting, Mysfyt?
It's
It
very
might be.
exciting. Thank you.
We're gonna see some cool Widow plays, some sick headshots.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be okay, man.
There's something else to watch other than hooks. I'm so
It's
excited.
gonna be cool. Just spectate the Widowmaker. You'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
I'll be just dandy. Don't you worry about me, boys.
All right, here we go. Getting into this next map, and Moiraine just gets slept basically in spawn. That was dirty there from Ian, just shooting at spawn. Mysfyt, stop flaming the teams. They are playing right now. Paper getting the early pick onto Kemi there. And that is just not what you want there. If you are the defending team, you do not want to have your Ashe having to run back here from spawn, just trying to throw the dynamite in to get any sort of work done. But it does look like Dice Wolves are going to be getting a lot of picks here. Oh, Pineapple going down is probably going to be the nail in the coffin, if you will. And it's just going to be these last few cleaning up picks here. Oh, I say that, but Kemi gets the pick up onto paper, and it looks like that will be all the picks that Kemi's going to be getting. That is a quick first point there. It is going to be 5.5 minutes on the clock for Dice Wolves here.
Yeah, Moraine made a really nice play there with the anti-nade, able to get Snopes and Repeater with it. Phosphor does find Kemi, but it will get rezzed. But now it looks like Dice Rolls is going to have to Golden Tiger. They have Kai up there already. It looks like he's going to go on the flank and look for some picks on the enemy back.
Absolutely. Oh, Kai finding the pickup onto Ian as well there. That is just exactly what you want there. And Kai finding two here on the Widowmaker, going to get taken down for it, but not before finding those two picks. And that is really the startup that you want to really get something going here. Here comes the bob out from Kemi, but it's going to get slept immediately. And it's just going to sit there, going to wake up eventually, but that is a lot of time off of the time that Bob is going to be on the field as it's going to jump away here as this card moves up here, and Kai getting the pick off onto Kemi as well, just draining the Resurrects here, and not even going to let the Resurrects get off for getting the headshot onto Pineapple there. That is just amazing there. Phosphorus Bob's going to find two as Dice Rolls pushes in to the third point here with 5 minutes and 45 seconds here. And that's just a giant time bank. Bandicoots are just getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back.
Yeah, absolutely. And we gotta analyze the differences in these comps here, right? I mean, there is a shield being run for Bandicoots, but the trade-off is like these bubbles, they give you cleanse, they give you blocking hooks, and they are up more often. You have a personal bubble and a directed bubble. The shield isn't really getting the same value as testing its bubble, so I don't really think it's the play here. I think they do need to take the mirror, because I don't think Bandage is going to be able to get the value he wants out of this. He's just seeing his shield get broken again and again, and kind of sniped Pineapple out of bounds.
Has just been an X factor here, gets two again. Kai has just been amazing, getting 3. That's incredible from Kai. They're going to just do amazing work here, helping this card push in with an incredible time bank. That is 4 minutes and 45 seconds. That's amazing on a map like Dorado, getting almost 5 minutes on the clock, having the timer on this round complete screen go up instead of down. That's incredible.
Yeah, really good push there from Dice Rolls, just able to run over Bandicoots on the on their defense. Kai making some really nice plays, Phosphor making some really nice plays. I do think this meta will favor dice rolls quite a bit due to the fact they have 2 DPS who are hit scan players, and hit scan is just really good in this meta due to the fact there are no shields. But I'm curious to see how Banditcoots does on their attack here. They kind of got stomped on their defense, but I know for a fact they do have the tools that can help bring this back. I do think this Hog Zarya comp is a little bit better on offense because Hog at its core is a pick character, and picks generally favor the attacking team. So I would expect to see them get a little bit more value out of the Hog on their attack here. We'll have to see how it plays out. They will be Dice Rolls will be running the exact same comp on their defense. I'm really confident in their ability on this comp, and personally, I don't blame them.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to see just how well this is going to go for them. We do see repeat on the Hanzo instead of what we would expect, maybe like a Widowmaker here, but we'll see if this change is going to work here. We do have Kai on that Widowmaker just ready and waiting to find the picks that they have done so well here. We do have advantage on the Wrecking Ball, going to try and knock some people off the high ground, not going to work there. Just going to go again on the flank, but they're going to be ready for him. Oh, just gets slept and hooked and anti-nated. Just so much stats effects coming in onto them there. Vantage just getting so much. Oh no, Paper getting the hook onto Hemi there. Just going to find that early pick, and that might just start stalling this attack out before it even clears this first choke. And they're going to start pulling back here and just waiting a little bit for the re-engage. Not pushing back too far, but oh, Kai is on the flank here. Going to have that Sigma shield thrown in front of him, but it's not the best use of the Sigma shield if you have to throw it just to block the Widowmaker here, and especially since the Roadhog is such a powerful character and able to shred that shield so fast. We're gonna see here. Oh, Snopes gets hooked and just drawn right in the center. Kemi's gonna find the pick up onto Paper, but Snopes is going to go down as well. Both the Hogs are going to go down here. But Pineapple find the Resurrect might just be the kickstart that this attack needs. Pineapple going to support Kai up there. And here comes the Bob from Phosphor. Snopes going to take. Wow, that's scrappy fight on the point here, and it's a matter of interesting. And Vantage is going to find 3 picks here on the way to this first point. Maybe not as fast as Dice Rolls, but still a very good attack in its own right. 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock for them.
Yeah, and they will have a lot of ults to work with going forward, but so will their opponents. This is going to be probably a very Q-heavy fight. I really poor use of the Bob there from Phosphor. I think it must have split off something and didn't really click on what he wanted to do. But of course, he is now 40% to another one of those Bobs, so he will have that back up really quick and a chance to redeem himself.
Absolutely. Here comes the Graviton here from testing. There's going to be the whole Hog coming into it, and Kai is going to get slapped on the Widowmaker up top, but no one's going to really be able to. Oh my goodness. What? Oh my gosh. Vantage gets slept, and Moiraine saves Kai there on the. Wow. Vantage goes for the Gravitic Flux onto Kai on that Widowmaker up top, and is slept in mid-air by Moiraine on the Ana there, and that is just such an amazing play coming out there. And Moiraine going to find the pickup onto Snopes as well, and it's going to be just another pretty close fight here. Here comes the Bob from Phosphor. It's just going to put so much damage into the members of Banditcoots here. And he's going to find the pickup on a Paper Sword. That's incredibly important. Paper Sword has been helping out Kai so much with healing and with damage boosting as well. Mercy is such an important. Oh, it really just isn't here. Kemi going to go down going to hit that Bob, and Stokes is going to find the pick as well. And it looks like the cart is finally pushing forward here for Banditcoots.
Yeah, that was a really long fight, and it's just a lot. Like, that's just the way these fights go, right? There's not really a way for Banditcoots to contest these snipers on high ground. So it's just down to like who can win the front line better. And I don't see enough aggression from Banditcoots on this comp to be able to win it convincingly. And it's just buying a lot of time for dice rolls to make picks. And even though it looks like they will be able to finish this next point here, they're going to be at a very big time-based disadvantage.
Absolutely, but it's not over yet here. Here comes the Graviton Surge. The Dragon Strike is going to find the picks here, but Paper's going to get 3 with that whole hog. Just going to find the picks on anyone near that Graviton Surge. And that is not a good place you want to be in with this card. 0.3 meters away from that checkpoint, but it's so far away from your spawns here. The Anti-Nade going to come out from Ian, but going to give their life for it.
Yeah, this Grav whole hog combo seems to be one of the main win conditions for dice rolls in this comp. They've been comboing it as much as possible. I guess it makes sense. You know, you charge at the same rate, so there's no reason not to, I guess. And it is free kills. Really, really good coordination.
Vantage coming in, using this Gravitic Flux onto just the Asher there. Seems like he has some sort of vendetta against snipers, going for Kai one time and Phosphor the other time. Scrappy Fight on the point here, testing gonna find the pickup on the Snopes here, but Repete find the pickup on a Paper Sword. That's huge there. As I said, that merge is so important here. This high ground is just really hard to break here, but Paper is going to hook Vantage offside here, and it's such a close fight here. It's just Paper on the point. They're gonna get slept, gonna get hit with the dynamite, and they're going to start pushing through. It's just Kai and Paper Sword here. Even close enough to defend, they're not going to push here, but it's only 2.5 minutes compared to 4.5 that Dice Rolls finished with.
Yeah, and you know, it's not a high risk control map, so they will be able to get some time back if they do finish the map, despite of the time bank difference. But you've got to think, like, this massive time bank could be a really big deciding factor. Like, Banditcoots has to win this with time if they want to have a chance to take this map. I don't think they're going to be able to with like a minute. If they finish with no time, it'll be a minute to like 5 minutes and 45 seconds. That's just
Absolutely, it is possible, but it is very unlikely here, and especially with how well Dice Rolls has been performing here. Phosphor as well as Kai just doing it so well on the sniper rolls there, just finding so many crucial picks onto the members of the Banditcoots there. He's gonna get slept, but there's just no amount of follow-up there that can help him. They can help them take Paper down on that Roadhog. Just so much health and so much sustain. Getting into this next fight here, and we're gonna see again Phosphor just on this Ash on the high ground, just ready to take pot shots at the members of Banditcoots as they approach here. Here comes the Nano on to testing, just barely up here with so little health. Here comes the Gravitic Flux and Whole Hog. So many ults coming in, and it is going to get them. It's going to get the card moving here, but there's still going to be the recontest here because of how close Dice Roll spawn here. Just about a minute left here. Here comes the Dragon Strike coming in here, but they need to get on the point here. Oh no! They just barely don't get on the point, but it's a minute on the clock compared to 4 minutes and 52 seconds here from on the side of Banditcoots versus Dice Rolls here.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really, really long, it felt like it took a really, really long time, that map there. And I mean, it's not even over yet, so I shouldn't speak too soon. Something I want to point out there is Snopes was able to build a whole hog in almost one fight there. Kind of a bit of a miscommunication between Snopes and Vantage there. Snopes actually a whole hog the Nano Zarya out of Vantage's Gravitic Flux, but because the Bob was there, they were able to kill anyway. So not a really, really big misstep, just a little bit of miscommunication there. But something I want to point out about that is, like, typically in these long, let me start this from the top of my thinking, right? I feel like losing to this Hog Zarya comp over and over and over again, just it booms your mental. Like this comp is not fun to play into. It's not fun to play, and just getting beat on it has to feel like bad. It's got to be a feel bad, man. And I think that might contribute to Bandicoot's morale going down a bit, right? And once morale gets low, your communication can drop, and your mental can get boomed, right? And I feel like that might be leading to some mistakes on the side of Bandicoot. So I think that they need to clean that up, because I know that they have a chance. I know they can pull this one out here, but they just have to, like, settle down, focus up, and bring the right stuff to the party.
Just like you, finding a way to blame this on the meta here. And we get Kai just finding these picks. So amazing here. That's just incredible by them. Just such an amazing performance so far. Just finding so many picks each fight and just so scary here. Because the thing about a good Widowmaker is, even if they don't hit shots in a fight, they're still just denying so much off of their sightlines. This card is pushing up here, and Kemi going to find the pick onto Phosphor there, not saying that Kai is not the only good Widowmaker in this lobby right now. But here comes Paperstar trying to get the res off, but not going to go through. Repeat is going to find the pick there. And Vantage as well, find the pick on the testing. That's going to be critical here. But Kai's on the flank here, but he doesn't see the Roadhog right behind him. Going to just take them down there. And this card is going to push through this checkpoint.
Yeah, a really good job there from Banditcoots to be able to push the first point all the way to the finish. But they still have this overtime they have to deal with now. They cannot get off the cart, and it isn't really safe in this pick time to only leave one person on it because, you know, Kai can flank, Foster can find something. So it's going to be a very, very tough task for them to be able to push this all the way.
Absolutely, and we do see that Kai is on the flank here with Paperstar, just ready here, but here comes the Nano on to Paper, going to take so much damage using the whole hog, but oh no! That whole hog, just so incredible at zoning out the members of Banditcoots there, and that team fight as well, just not going their way, not going to do a lot there, and that is still a good push, but with 5 minutes in their time bank, it is Dice Roll's game to win here.
Yeah, it's all you say that it's their game to win, but it's also their game to lose here. You know, we've seen phenomena like this in the Overwatch League when teams have these massive time banks or these like massive ult economies that they end up losing the fight anyway because they just get a little overconfident and they don't play their game well enough. So Dice Rolls is also going to have to get their mental focused up here because if they, you know, think that this game is already won, Banditcoots has a real chance to get back into this. Of course, this map cannot tie. It will be a win or a loss because of where the card finished. So it will come down to which team can, you know, have the better offense, have the better defense, all that jazz. And given how well Dice Rolls has been playing on this comp going forward, I have to give them the advantage. All it's going to take is a couple of good shots from Kai, a couple of good hooks from Paper, excuse me. And that's all it's going to take for them to win this map, and they've got to be able to pull it off. They can't get overconfident. They have to keep playing their own game and playing it well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see what Kai is going to bring out for us. We're going to see just how scared they are. Kemi shoots that sonic arrow, not at the ground to scout out the composition, but just to get eyes on the position that he thinks Kai is going to take up top there. And again, you see on that flanking route, he's going to shoot out that sonic arrow. Just so terrified of Kai because of how much pressure they've put.
Eyes on the long flank.
Absolutely on the long flank here. I'm so excited to see what happens here. He's going to find the pickup on to Repeat there. That's just amazing there. Kai is so good at this Widowmaker, but it's not going to pay off for them though. Kai is going to go down and his pick is going to be resurrected there. So that is the first fight going to Banditcoots, but there's a lot more fights to come here on the side of Dice Rolls. They have so many more opportunities here, but it's a good start.
Yeah, absolutely. A really good rotation there from Banditcoots to catch Kai and Paperstar out on the flank, and they are able to finish them off. Really good job. But they have to make sure that doesn't happen again. They are giving up a lot of space here, not going back to the high ground that we typically see first teams on. Snope is actually watching the flank really heavily. It looks like he might actually be able to get Kai here if he goes over.
Oh, and here comes the hook and just going to go down. Kai just not having the luck that we once had here. We're going to see a lot of picks coming in here for Banditcoots. That's very good for them. And another onto Phosphor from Kemi there. And it's just another fight win here on the side. Oh, Kai gonna find the pickup on the Pineapple though. That's just what you need to restart this cart momentum here. Hey, find the pickup on the Vantage. Vantage is also going to be good as well. The Graph is going to only catch Snopes, but it's going to take him. It's going to take them down, and it's going to be Dice Rolls getting 6 on the cart, and they're gonna start moving this card.
Yeah, but there are 6 ultimates on the side of Banditcoots available. They just have to get to the point. It will stall a little bit here due to the checkpoint, but they have to get in a really good position here and play this well.
Oh no, Kai finds Ian. That's not what you want here. Here comes the ultimates. A lot of them coming in here. It is desperation. Everyone saw Ian go down, and everyone pressed Q there. Vantage pressed Q, Snopes pressed Q, Kemi pressed Q, and it will find them this fight win. But you have to ask the question, at what cost here?
Yeah,
Because
the cost
you
is
have
everything.
so much more time here.
The cost is almost everything. You have the Bob available, you have the Nano available, but there are so many ults available for dice rolls too. And so far, dice rolls has been better at using their Qs. So I have to give the advantage to that. And Snopes is gonna fall early.
He's gonna fall early, and that's absolutely crucial here. Kai is just going to be on this Widowmaker, just trying to find any sort of opening picks here, and I don't know if it'll even matter. Kai's going to go down, though. However, Phosphor finds picking up on a repeat there with the Bob there. Tessie finding to pick up on a Pineapple is amazingly important there, and it's just the last few members here, just the Ana on the Hanzo, just trying to stall out this point against the entirety of the force of dice rolls, and they're not going to survive for long, and then it's going to be dice rolls going up 2-0.
Yeah, really good job there from Dice Rolls, just getting a lot more value on this comp. They seem to be much more comfortable at it. Paper and Testing, of course, I think are outplaying the tanks from Banditcoots. Like Vantage is having to swap off the Zarya onto a Sigma to try to compensate. But just some really, really nice plays from Dice Rolls DPS. Like we mentioned, with no shields or very weak shields, these DPS can find so many angles and so many opportunities. And Kai and Phosphor are doing everything in their power to capitalize on them. So I'm really excited to see how the last map of this goes. But right now, Banditcoots needs to focus up if they want to have a chance to finish this one out.
Yeah, absolutely. Banditcoots is down 2-0 here. They need to, on this next map, they need to have some sort of, they just need to have some turning point. They need to win this next map if they even want to have a chance of starting the reverse sweep here. And we are going to see if they do that when we come back from the halftime here. So we're gonna take a little tiny break. So get some water, get some snacks, settle in, because we still have a lot more Overwatch to play, and we will start playing it when we come back.
I look at people and I wonder all day, who are you and you are not the one in your way. And then I think about myself and I say, I'm a pretty boss, look on my shit bright waist. I'm a freak in the sheets, but I got class. I'ma grab an ass if you want it. Best you ever had, give it to you fast. Ooh. Taco Bell, quiet with a big mouth. Listen for the doubt, then call it. Make you out for what you say to me. Look at every single need. If you got what I need, then oh, I'll take you on like a big deal. Legs you can unseal, key in ignition. Just keep me full like I had a meal once in a while. Feel alright. I know you like it, can't fight it. I might let you ride the wave. I'm New York and you're LA. Come together, feel the shock waves. I look at people and I wonder all day, who are you and you are not the one in your way. And then I think about myself and I stayed. I'm a pretty boss, look almost your brain waves. I'm a freak in the sheets, but I got class. I'ma grab an ass if you want it. Best you ever had, give it to you fast. Ooh.
And we are back here with Owlet. Before we went back, we had dice rolls going up 2-0 against Bandicoots here, and honestly, Bandicoots, they need something to change here. They need something to turn this around and start the reverse sweep here. I am KWing. I'm here with Mysfyt, and Mysfyt, what do you think that Bandicoots need to do to start turning this around and start the reverse sweep?
Well, they are going to King's Row here, which is a pretty brawl-heavy map. But given how little these teams have cared for past metas, on the other maps, I would expect to see a Hog Zarya mirror again. Bandicoots took us to this map as well when we played them, and I have to admit that I didn't think they were as good on this map as they were on other maps. So I don't know like what the thought process behind picking this map is. I don't know how much they've scripted Hog Zarya on it, but it seems to be what they want to run. And I'm a little worried for Bandicoot's chances. This map is classic for being a really good Widow map, and Kai has just been absolutely crazy on that character. So I would expect to see that be a really big playmaker. The one thing we do have to point out about these two teams that's different from the last two maps is Goth Unicorn has come in for dice rolls. So that is a change. Goth Unicorn in for Paper Store. So that could be a strategic thing. Maybe Goth Unicorn's better on a different character, or maybe Dice Rolls has decided that they think they can win this map and they want to give Goth Unicorn some playtime. I'm not sure, but we'll see once we get into the match.
Absolutely. There's a lot of different things that a sub can mean, but we will see what happens when you get into King's Row, which is our next map, and potentially, if Bandicoots does not win it, it could be the last.
Yeah, for sure. And, given how Bandicoots has been playing so far, Dice Rolls has complete control of this game. I do still think Bandicoots is a good team, but Dice Roll, this meta seems absolutely perfect for them. They have a good Zarya player in testing, which is, good for this map and in general because Ryan Zarya is pretty good here. But then Paper being a main tank who's also really good at the Roadhog, that's really, really helpful for them. And then they have their 2 hit scan players, which is, again, really good because there's no shields. So Dice Rolls just seems made for this meta. And so I would expect to see them be the team that takes this one. I want to see more Overwatch. I want to see Bandicoots bring this back. But right now, I think Dice Rolls has complete control here, and I don't see anything taking that away.
Yeah, absolutely. But Dice Rolls have been so dominant here. So it's going to be up to Bandicoots to show some sort of some changes, some sort of strength here to start taking the control back here. And we're going to see what happens when we get into King's Row.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to talk too about match MVPs for how are we going forward. Obviously, this does have potential to be the last map here, and I think the Kai is the obvious choice, right? Because Kai has been popping off and doing everything he needs to be doing, but I think Testing has been the silent carry of this game. Every time Paper has gotten into trouble, Testing's been there with a bubble. Every time that they need a play to happen, Testing is just so consistent on the Zarya at finding picks, perfect bubble timings, getting charged, getting grabs. It's just really, really consistent. And that's the type of play you really want to see out of your Zarya in this meta. And so I think Testing is a kind of a sleeper pick for that MVP of this match, I should say.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of good MVP picks here, but of course that does rely on Dice Rolls finishing it out here, which is not guaranteed here. We do have to see what happens in King's Row here. So we're going to see what comes out here. We have just as soon as we get the characters out here, the incredible amount of speed coming out here from the members of Bandicoots, with the speed that they go into the King's Row pit here, as we wait for the match proper to get started. We have a bit of a pause here.
Looks like we're having some struggles getting the lobby.
We do have a little bit of a struggle here. There we go. There we go. Absolutely. So now getting into match proper, we have, like we said, Kai on this Widowmaker that has been such a dominant force these past 2 maps. So we're gonna see if it is still gonna be that. So we'll see here. On the defense here for Bandicoots, we have kind of what we've come to expect from them. We have the Hog Zarya, and we have the Ash McCree with the Ana Mercy. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of changes here. And on the attack, we do have a few changes, but not much, honestly.
Yeah, we do see Goth Unicorn playing the same character as Paper Source, so it does look like they are just trying to get more of a bench player or a sub some playtime in this match. I do like the comp a little bit better from Bandicoots because the damage boosted Ash is just so good. But given how they've been playing this Hog Zarya comp, I still think Dice Rolls is gonna dice roll.
Oh, Kai, stop it. Kai just getting that early pick on to repeat is just amazing and just exactly in line with what we've seen for so long coming in here. We're just gonna see such they're just going to be pushed back here by how scary Kai is, as well as the aggression coming out here, but they're gonna get onto Phosphor, and that's just what they need. And as I say that, Kai takes repeat down again there, and it's just another pick there, but KWing's gonna get to pick up onto Paper. That could be something, and Kai already has the Infrasight there. That's an amazingly quick charge there in something like 40 seconds. Advantage, okay. He's able to charge up that ultimate so fast here, and he's already pushing onto the respawns here, and he's going to get the pick onto repeat, and he's just going to almost get the pick up onto Pineapple as the Resurrect comes in. And again, the Resurrect has to go to repeat just because Kai got that pick off early there, and it's just been so incredible from Kai.
Yeah, Kai has been absolutely popping off this entire map. Something I do want to point out there is Vantage was moving on Kai a little bit there, trying to get out, and he tried to right-click himself to give himself more momentum, and he ended up killing himself with it, which I thought was really funny. It was a little funny moment in this match.
Here comes the Graviton, and Phosphor is gonna get 2 off of it, and there's just not a lot that you can do there. Phosphor is gonna come away with 3. And just another amazing team fight here from Dice Rolls. They're going to keep this payload moving.
Yeah, and a really, really clean, first few minutes of this map. Once again, we see Dice Rolls just rolling through this map. They look very, very comfortable here. Like I mentioned, this is a really good Widow map, and Kai is really making a statement right now on this Widow. No one really to contest him. And it looks like Phosphor's going to try to go in the backline, get a cheap little peek off while Kai takes the frontal assault.
Absolutely there. And we're going to see exactly what's going to come of it here. Kai just on this high ground, just putting so much damage in, and Repeat's going to go down again here. Paper's also going to go down. Here comes High Noon from Kemi. Kemi's going to get 2, 3 off of the High Noon. Going to take 4, going to almost single-handedly flip this control and going to win this fight here for Banditcoots.
Yeah, really, really nice play there. Great grab to get the High Noon off, and then just some nice cleanup there, able to find the Widow who's been popping off, and one other. Again, when we go into this next fight, though, they did kind of have to use everything. It's going to be on Repeater to find this bomb early, because there's just too much on the side of...
Vantage going down early, pushing up really far there, going to get hooked and booked there. Just a really quick early pick there. Here comes the pulse. I'm going to find the pickup on a pineapple. That is not what you want if you are a Bandicoot or a Bandicoot fan here. They are just not doing well here. This fight doesn't look like it's going to go their way, and it's going to be the second point for Dice Rolls here with 4.5 minutes to push into the third.
Yeah, Vantage gets picked off really early there, and he gets picked off again in this fight. So now even more space for Kai to just find picks here. And I don't see any signs of stopping. Dice Rolls is just kind of like doing whatever they want to Banditcoots right now, and it doesn't seem like Banditcoots has a solid answer.
Kai just picks off Ian as they're leaving spawn and gets Kemi. What? What was that? That was disgusting. That was disgusting, Kai. That pick was incredible on to Kemi. What? That's amazing. Kai has just been doing absolute work on this Widowmaker, going to get taken down by Kemi, but still just so much, and gets resurrected immediately. It's just going to push the card so much further here. Just a few more centimeters for Dice Rolls, and they're going to get it with 3.5 minutes on the clock. A great performance there.
You might want to invest in your Kai stocks going forward this season, folks, because it looks like he is just dominant in this Widow position. He didn't look as dominant on like other characters. Like his Tracer was okay, but his Kree wasn't like that's. I mean, it was good, right? It was really, really good for this elo. But like his Widow has been far and away his best pick right now, and he has just been going crazy on this map and not others. I don't see him being stopped anytime soon. I mean, like. Short of like a focused composition that's designed to take care of like one target, isolated target to take care of it, like dive. But both these teams do not want to play that. Both these teams are opting for the Hog Zarya. It looks like we do actually see a dive come out here, and this is what I want to see them play here. It's clear that they can't win the Hog Zarya, so Banditcoots will opt for more of a dive comp here going forward. And I hope that they can find the value they want out of it, because they need to find some answer to Kai's dominance.
Yeah, they really do here, but do be forewarned that they are still in spawn and they could switch off here because they're on the attack right now. So we're going to see what's going to happen for this composition. It does look like you're going to stay with it here. What? Okay. I was about to say that I really didn't think that Repeat was going to go onto the Bastion here. Going to use the Ash here switching off the Widowmaker, just trying to get some early picks here. And Kai, just on this Widowmaker here, going to be shooting down, but repeat, going to get an early pick up onto Phosphor, and Kai going to go down as well here. That's just what you need if you're looking to get the attack here. Banditcoots going to push in off of those picks there. Vantage and Snopes, however, are going to find more picks here, and Vantage finding 2 picks on this Winston, going to do a really good dive there, and repeat, just doing so well.
Yeah, and now this is what I wanted to see them run for so long, is something to put pressure on Kai, because the Hog Zarya comp doesn't put any pressure on him. He can just sit in the back and click heads, which is what he's really, really good at. But now moving over to this Winston, you make him sweat, you make him move, and that buys time for Repeater to find some picks. So really, really nice plays there. Really nice comp switch here for Banditcoots.
Yeah, and just like that, Kai is going to switch off of that Widowmaker and onto the Winston in order to try and counter this dive here, in order to try and counter that Winston almost directly here. Repeat, going to get a pick on to, well, it's red, so I don't even have anything to say anymore. And Kai is just waiting for an opportunity to use those shotguns. And here it comes. Paper's going to go down, and the Graviton Surge is going to find a lot of picks. It's just going to find a lot of picks there. Phosphor going to find a pick up on Ian, but it is not going to be enough. It's just going to be the team kill here for Banditcoots.
Yeah, in just a few short minutes, Dice Rolls has gone from dice rolling to getting dice rolled. And honestly, I don't see any signs of it getting stopped anytime soon. 4 ultimates available, almost 5 available for Banditcoots, including the Nano Blade, which is notorious for being a huge combo. Nothing really to shut it down other than, high damage and Moraine Sleep. So we'll have to see how this next fight plays out, but I expect to go to win Banditcoots.
Here comes the Nano Blade. Kimi going to find 2, 3 with the Nano Blade, 4 with the Nano Blade. Just so much damage coming in here, and it's just going to win them this point with 5 minutes and 40 seconds here. They are absolutely doing so well here.
Yeah, now they still have this Bob that they can get a lot of work done with. No shields means Bob can shoot whatever he wants. All they got to do is bait out Moraine Sleep. And now, like I said, this dive comp, I think it's much, much better for them. They clearly can't win the Hog Zarya, so run something that makes Kai have to sweat. Kai is no longer on this Widow. He's no longer clicking heads. He's obviously struggling off this Widow pin, and it's helping Banditcoots win.
Here it comes. Repeat. Throws out the Bob. Going to get an early pick. There are 2 picks here on the side of Banditcoots. That's just what they need. And the Bob on for Phosphor is just thrown into the back line. It's not going to get anything done back there, and it's going to go away. And it's going to be the switch off onto these stall picks here for Dice Rolls, just to try and get back and stall on the point. They will go at 1 back here. Oh, Kai uses that Death Blossom, but only just for a little bit. Not even 1 die had left his lips before he was just shut down. Just amazing there as the members of Banditcoots finish 1 minute and 4 seconds higher than Dice Rolls here. 3 minutes and 4 seconds compared to 2 minutes, because the time banks are shortened so that the lowest is 2 minutes here. So we have a really good attack for here from Banditcoots.
Yeah, that's what I've been waiting to see out of Banditcoots for so long, is that switch to the dive comp. I knew it was going to get value. I knew that they would be able to find something on it, but it might not matter here, because the dive comp can't really be played on defense here. If there's a dive defense on King's Row, Dice Rolls is just going to switch Brawl and run it over. So Kai will be able to return to his signature Widowmaker pick here, and it's going to be a really, really big challenge here for Banditcoots to take care of it, because the dive defense is not going to be able to take care of him. There's too many sight lines that he can play where he's so far back that the dive comp can't expect to be able to engage on him. So I'm excited to see how this one plays out, but I expect Dice Rolls to get a pretty good attack going here and roll all the way through like they did last time. It's going to be on Banditcoots to find a way to make this dive defense work.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have the dive coming out on the defense here. So, like you said, it is going to be up to them to make the dive defense work. It's going to need to be really coordinated. But I think that they have this confidence now that they might not have had at the start of this map. They have the advantage here. They have the higher time bank going into this. And it is up to them to have a good defense here. And then they can come in and start up a potential reverse sweep here. Kai on this Widowmaker. Vantage is going to dive in and will get stunned though. Not going to, but Kai just on this long sight line. Trades here coming in but it's a lot going on to the side of Banditcoots, pardon me, and that is just what you need there. And just because these dice rolls are taking a little bit longer than they might want to leave, they're going to not have a lot of time left here. They have about 70 seconds.
Yeah, but all it takes, of course, is one pick for this to be lost here. They do have the res available for Bandicoots, but you know, Kai has shown that he's able to get more than just one pick going forward. And now Pineapple will go down early.
No, they don't have the res anymore. Not with Paper coming in on the Roadhog and just getting that pick that he so needs there. Again, I've said it so much, but Mercy is such a good hero. Oh, but the Grab Pound's going to come in. So much damage coming in here from the Genji here. Kevin's going to whip out the blade, though. Oh, no, that's not good. And they had the Nano as well. That could have just been the fight winner there. That could have sealed the deal. Kemi pulls out the blade, and they're not going to have any ultimates to partner with the Nano here.
Yeah, they do have the Nano Winston. The raw Nano Monkey might be enough. There are not a lot of ultimates available for the side of Dice Rolls either. They also have a Nano and a Pulse Bomb, but it's going to be on individual players to make the plays here.
Oh, no, they nanoed the Mercy. They accidentally nanoed Pineapple. Oh no, that is just one unfortunate situation after another. Phosphor going to use the Pulse Bomb, take out Repeat there, and that is just not good, not what you want if you are Bandicoots. It was going so well, but it just did not end up well for them on this defense right into overtime, and it's going to be Dice Rolls taking this point here.
I think they need to play for grab here. If you're Bandicoots, you need to play for grab here and just win off of that. You don't have time to build a Nano Blade here. I suppose that's a back win condition, but they're so close to this grab, and Snopes needs to get it now so they can finish this as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Repeat gets to pick up onto Phosphor, though. That's just what you want here. Here comes the Graviton. Here it comes. Oh, the Dynamite! Repeat. It's 4-5 with the Dynamite, just with the explosion. What? That was incredible there from Repeat, getting so much damage.
Yeah, and that was just a lot of good coordination there. Vantage goes in, distracts all the enemies, which allows a grab and an anti to come off, and then the Dynamite just comes in, and it's massive. Really, really nice play there. The card doesn't get that far, and honestly, there's a real possibility here for Bandicoots to take this. They have 3 minutes to get this first point, and after that, they just have to get a little bit, almost just to the arches on second. That's all they need. That is all they need to take this series to a map 4 and potentially a map 5. They do have a chance to get back in it.
Yeah, I did just see Repeat putting in chat, I'm nuts.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
He is.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that. That was a pretty nuts play there from Repeat. Just so much damage off of that Dynamite, just lighting up the kill feed, just blowing it up, if you will.
That was good. I like that. I'm using that. That's mine now. I'm stealing that.
It's an honor to have stuff stolen, but yeah.
They will actually be attempting a dive defense here. Dice Rolls is good at run the dive defense. They think they can win the dive v dive, and honestly, I don't blame them. Like, if the Hogs are not working, pure mirror, that works too.
Absolutely. We're going to see Kai here on the Tracer as well. Kemi's going to get a bit of damage here on the Genji. We're going to see exactly what's going to happen. Vantage just going to come in and jump right on top of everyone. Is he going to get out okay? That's a really harrowing situation when you jump in onto everyone there. What?
Kemi went in really, like, by himself, barely got out. I thought he was going to die.
Absolutely. Kai as well is in the back, not just harassing, going to go down there. That's exactly what they need here. That could be the crucial picks here because this payload didn't move that far. It only moved about 20 meters. So just as this objective ticks up, you really want to have 3 people on the objective at all times to make it go as fast as it can here. We're going to see how far it's going to go here before the recontest gets to come in, but the members of Dice Rolls, they cannot delay here. They need to start moving up here. They really need to start moving up here. Kai is just going to be the only one trying to stall out here. Oh, and the grab hunt. They're going to get caught in the grab hunt. They're just going to have the picks come through, and this is going to be it. That's just going to be it. Bandicoots is going to get this map, and they will not be going down 3-0 today. Not tonight.
This is what I've wanted to see out of them the whole series, is this switch to a comp that can pressure the Widow. Once Kai is forced off this Widow pick, he's still playing well, but he can't just hard carry anymore. He can't just click heads for free anymore. He has to play characters that that are much more vulnerable, right? This dive comp forces him off that, and it really does look like Bandicoots is better at the dive. We didn't see that great of a dive come out from dice rolls that whole time, so I want to see them stick on this going forward. I believe our next map type is Control, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we have don't we have a 2CP in there somewhere?
Oh yeah, no, this is map 3. Okay, silly me. We will be getting into 2CP here. A lot of good Widow maps are in the pool here. Anubis is in the pool. Skya is in the pool. Both those maps can see some Widow play. And Kai, I would assume that Dice Rolls wants to put Kai back on that Widow as soon as possible. Wants to play a map where dive is not as good. Unfortunately, both Anubis and dive have seen. Both Anubis and Skya have seen some dive offenses in the past. Anubis was very well known for being good for dive. So we'll have to see how it plays out going forward. Dice Rolls, for the first time, has to pick the map, and it's kind of on them to take back this series.
They are going to pick Volskaya, which, a lot of 2CP maps do have some good Widow sightlines and just a lot of good choke points to come in. So we're going to see the switch here for Dice Rolls. They're going to put in Paper Soar. They're going to switch out Paper Soar and Goth Unicorn. Paper Soar going to be going in, Goth Unicorn going to be coming out here. So again, we see the switch back to the composition that Dice Rolls had at the start when they won those first 2 maps. So that could be a sign of they really want to. They're getting serious. They're using their the comp that they think is best here. Not to say that Goth Unicorn isn't a good player, but they're using the comp that they think is going to the composition that's going to be best in this meta. And we're going to see exactly what's going to come of this in Volskaya.
Yeah, so Volskaya is a map we can see the Widow on. Double Sniper has been okay here in the past. I do want to see Bandicoots come out of the dive, right? I do think the dive can work here. I think there's enough high ground and enough cover that you can make that work. I think a Tracer is a good pick. I think a Sombra is a good pick. Pressure the Widow through that. Try to get on her. You don't even need to kill her. All you need to do is make Kai move. Make it so his shots are harder. Don't just let him sit in the back, look at you, and just press left click whenever he wants. Because he's just going to pick you time after time after time. And you need to find a way to pressure him out. I think Skya is good enough for dive. The one issue that it runs into is on the second point. Second point, it's not as good. You can kind of stage from that top right area on second, but it is a lot worse. So we'll have to see what the game plans are moving forward here. I don't believe we'll see a side switch, so we'll be on Bandicoots to defend first. So I wonder what Dice Rolls will run on attack. The Widow on attack isn't something we see that often, but given Kai's prowess on it, I wouldn't be that surprised to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. It is not a sort of conventional pick, but neither has Kai's performance tonight. So we're gonna see exactly what happens here as we get into our next map, which is gonna be Volskaya Industries. We're getting into it now, and we're gonna see what compositions are going to come out here as we wait for the round proper to start. As of course, everyone tries to jump off the edge, as is tradition.
As is tradition.
It's the rule. It's an unwritten rule of Overwatch.
So we will see the return to this dive comp for the defense on Volskaya here. Dive defense, I think, is pretty good on Volskaya. I personally think it's been pretty underrated, just due to how much distance is between certain angles that teams like to attack from. I think dive can cover that distance very easily with the verticality of the composition. Typically with a Genji, Winston. I think it's pretty good. We will see the Hog Zarya come out on attack for Dice Rolls, which I think is smart. You know, that's the comp they've been running. That's the comp they're clearly the most comfortable on. And Kai will make a return to this Widow pick. So like we mentioned, not a very conventional pick on this first point on attack, but it can see a lot of value if you're able to find the picks. It's just a little bit hard. That bunker in the middle of point can cut off a lot of angles you might want to take, and all the dive defense really needs to do is play out of sightlines and punish the core of the roster or Kai if he gets out of position.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see paper on the ball, though. I'm interested to see if he's going to keep that. He's still in spawn, so I don't think he will. We're gonna see here. No, it looks like he's switching to the Roadhog. So we're gonna have, like you said, just got completely baited there by that comp. So we're gonna see the dive versus that Roadhog Zarya. We're gonna see exactly how it works here. Roadhog has to use his breather right away, and oh, Kemi's just gonna find the pick off onto Moirin so fast here. Oh, and the sleep is gonna come in onto the Tracer, but it's not going to confirm the kill. However, Ian will not confirm the kill, but Kemi will, though. As Phosphor tries to get out, the kill will be confirmed there. And that is a good first attack there. Quick, just repulsing that attack really quickly there. But we do have Kai just set up on some high ground, just looking for some easy picks.
Yeah, Kai taking a really nice angle there, and now he's able to get a lot more space here. Vantage needs some heals so he can go in and contest them, but he's not going to get it. And they will have to back up here, so now Kai to make it work.
Going to go down immediately there. Kai is just going to wait with this in for sight and just wait to see if anyone tries to peek. He will just... They will be in Kai's crosshairs right now. Getting the pick onto Ian as well. Kai has just been a delight to watch, and it's just been amazing to watch him play. Just some incredible shots and some incredible picks here that have changed the match here. We do have Kai going down again, but Paper's going to find a lot of picks here, and that is going to be just what they need here to take point A.
What was Kevin doing? Yeah, okay, I can kind of see it. Paper Store was low, and there was potential for a big play there, but losing that nano blade is going to be really impactful. Kai has actually come off the Widow, which I like. This second point is not very good for Widow on attack. As I say that, he is going to go back on the Widow.
Liar.
I'm sorry. I can't do nothing but lie. And now I don't really know how they're going to run this Hog Zarya on attack here. It looks like they're just going to pick off Banditcoots in that position as we in this fight here. A lot of opportunity
to go down, though. That's absolutely going to be massive here on this attack. The Graviton going to come out as well, going to trap both the tanks in there, both the Zarya and the Roadhog going to be trapped in there. The Roadhog is going to find the pick up under repeat, but is going to be caught. It's going to be resurrected immediately, and Kai's going to go very, very low, but just get healed. And that is another attack repulsed by Banditcoots.
Yeah, and Kai on this Widow here is going to be a very interesting thing. It looks like he is just kind of going for pot shots in the back right now. But if he's allowed to get set up, if Vantage gives up this top left to Kai here, then they're going to be a lot of trouble. Or if Kai just sits in the back and finds that pick right there, looks like he will be able to get the res off those. So not a really big problem.
Absolutely, but that resurrection is such an important ability, though lessened by how close these spawns are. Here comes the nano and onto the whole hog. Not going to find any picks specifically, but the pulse bomb will. 2 picks here for dice rolls. Kai's going to find another onto repeat. It's just been the Kai show when we're talking about sort of this sniper duel between Kai and Repeat, and it just has not been Repeat's sort of a day here. It's just been Kai popping off and hitting shot and amazing shot after amazing shot here, and it's just going to be stall picks here on the side of Banditcoots, just trying to see how long they can stall it out here. They have the Lucio coming out, the Genji, anyone with a quick movement ability to try and get onto point, and just not allowed to come out here. Here comes Kemi with the blade, though. Gonna catch Kai. Gonna catch 2 people and 3 people. Kemi might just turn the fortunes of Banditcoots around here, and they will just barely hold on.
Yeah, we talk about like stalls in Overwatch sometimes and how it's there's not a really big chance that you'll find the value that you'll actually be able to turn it around, but sometimes it's just enough. Sometimes it's just enough for your Genji to get that blade off, to get back that ultimate, and then boom, you have the point back. But of course, only one tick remaining here on this defense. Dice Rolls is one clean fight away from taking this map, or at least taking this round.
Absolutely. And there's also now no ultimates on the side of Banditcoots here. And we have, here comes the pulse. I'm gonna find the pickup onto repeat there. Going to get resurrected, but that is a piece of utility just gone here for the members of Banditcoots. The anti-nade from Ian is going to catch 2 and going to get slept as well. But Kai is going to find the pickup on Ian as well. And Kai finds Kemi as well. Going to go down though. And it's a close fight here, but close fights on 2CP are wins for the defense here. It's just a matter of if they can get the bodies on the point here for Banditcoots. Paper has just been absolutely tearing through the members of Banditcoots, but the picks that came out here from Banditcoots early in the fight are just going to spell doom for them. Pardon me. And that's a huge anti-nade from Moiraine though, canceling out the healing on half of the members of Banditcoots. That could turn it around. It's so close here. We're just going to have to see what happens. Just amazing with how 2CP works is that you really have a clean fight. Well, yeah, you know what? You're a skeptic. I am an optimist. Whatever. But just how much. Here comes the Graviton Surge here, but the Tracer gets left right in the back line. That's great there. And the Nano's going to come up on to Snows there, just to get them up to full and help them survive that hook there, but it's not going to be enough. Paper just again going through here. Kemi going to try and pull the blade, going to try and do that hero moment once again, but not going to get it. Paper going to pull out the whole hug just to keep everyone off the point. Snopes is going to fly away, trying to jump on the point, and with 36 seconds, Dice Rolls will capture both points of Bull Sky.
Yeah, I mean, if we think about how they almost capped it before with almost 3 minutes remaining, and now it's down to 36 seconds. So now where you reach that threshold where you're able to take off 2 more minutes of their time, that's a win for Banditcoots. That's what they need to get back in this match, and all it takes is a stronger attack to be able to finish this one out. I would expect to see Kai return to the Widowmaker here on defense. It's pretty good. The dive, though, can be good at stopping it. We'll have to see. Kai has shown that he is dominant even in the face of pressure there. I don't know if we caught this from the producer's perspective, but during that last fight there, the ball was able to take out Kai, but Kai, while being fired on by this ball, was able to find a pick on the Ashe of Bandicoots. So just a really, really solid player all around. Kai very comfortable, very clutch in these situations. But it does look like he will actually be coming out on the Reaper for this defense. That's a little bit strange.
Absolutely, but I think when you realize that the one thing that has been sort of Dice's kryptonite here, Dice World's kryptonite here, has been this dive, I think it does make sense that they're going to try and run something to try and counter out that Winston here with the Reaper, with that shotgun damage, doing so much damage. I'm saying damage a lot, but still, yeah.
I do expect the Reaper will be good at counter the dive. My problem with it is if they had to switch comps, they could easily switch to something that counters this Reaper. So I don't think it will find the value that they're hoping for. I think the Widow would have been a better pick here.
Absolutely here. Oh, and Banshee just gets hooked out early and just gets taken down. So much damage going into the Pineapple. Going to get the Resurrect on, and Kai's going to get slapped right in the back line and just not going to be able to get out there with that Shadow Step Wraith Walk ability that Reaper has, which just helps him get out of scenarios of danger so well. It's just an amazing ability. But it's going to be Bandicoots pushing in here. Oh, but it's going to be Phosphor finding an early pick there. Phosphor finding 2 picks, saying Kai is not the best, not the only good sniper in this team here. Phosphor is going to find 3 picks. Just incredible. Getting that Mercy pocket there. And we're going to have a pause.
Yeah, probably just some internet issues here for one of the players. Should be solved pretty soon. Something I want to point out though about this dive composition is now that the widow, the clear like we got to dive this target is gone, it does kind of seem like the focus has been lost for Bandicoots. It doesn't seem like they know what to go on anymore, and they're not staging their dives at all. Vantage is just diving right in front of Paper, and he's just getting free hooks off. They need to be cleaner with how they're doing this. They need to stage their dives, get to high ground, find an angle that's nice for them, and then go in, try to cut off some healing, try to get out some resources, buy time for your DPS to find the picks. Other than that, though, in terms of win conditions, Phosphor's got to charge this Bob before Kemi and Ian can get this Nanoblade combo, or else it's going to be a really, really messy fight for dice rolls. The Bob can be a really good counter to the Nanoblade just because it's something that's shooting at him that will always hit him, right? It's hard to hit a Nanoblade in Genji just because the pressure that comes with it, because it's a high, you die if you don't hit it, right? But Bob's auto hit. Bob will always hit the Nanoblade, so it can be a really, really good counter, and it is one of the only defensive abilities in this counter.
Yeah, so we do have the unpause here. And we're going to be going into this next attack coming in here from Bandicoots. We're gonna see just what they can do coming in here. Really good move there by Phosphor. Going to find the pickup onto Repeat as well as repel the dive coming in from Vantage. And it is Nano going on to Key there, just going to put so much damage in there, going to have the Death Blossom, going to come in, going to get Kemi, get 2 picks off of that Death Blossom, off of that Reaper Ultimate. Kai just showing us that he can pop off on any hero, no matter what it is. Kai going to come away with 4, I think, in that fight.
Yeah, really nice plays there from the Reaper. You mentioned that it was like brought up as a counter, and I can see that being the reason. It does look like they will be on to more of a they will be onto the Hog Zarya comes themselves. They have a Grav Nanoblade counter. They got to be smart about how they use it. Paper has this whole hog, and he can just deny the Nanoblade completely by forcing Kemi away from the Grav. That's a really big pick.
Absolutely. Papers are going down so early. To Repeat there is going to be absolutely massive. Here comes the Grav Blade going to come in here from Kemi, but Vantage is going to find all the picks. I say that, and Kemi is going to find a bit of damage before going down, but Phosphor is so low there. Pineapple is going to get the Resurrect off, and it's just going to be clean up on the point. And for the members of Bandicoots, that is just what they need. They're going to be able to attack point B, and they need to take it if they want to continue this game.
Testing with the only ult on the field right now has this Graviton Surge, and that's got to be the win condition here for the side of Dice Rolls. They will be back onto this Widowmaker, which honestly, given how Kai's been playing it, is a win condition in and of itself. So I'm interested to see on how this will go. Now that they're off the dive comp, can Kai find the value he needs to go forward?
Absolutely. We will see if that is going to happen here. We have some trades coming out here, but Kai's going to find the pickup onto Snopes here. It's going to be an even sort of fight here with picks coming in on both sides, but as we said, an even fight is going to be a win for the defenders here as Kai finds the pickup onto Kemi as well, and Papers are going to get the res off, and that is just going to be Bandicoots. It's going to be Bandicoots getting repelled here, and the Graviton, all of the ults on the side of Dice are going to come out here, but they don't have as many ults as they would like either. So
yeah, it looks like Bob is getting charged, or excuse me, Bob is available for Repeater here. I would like to see them use it, and they will, but Vantage is kind of out of resources now.
Yeah, so we're going to see here, Repeat is going to find 2 picks here off of that. That's just what they need here, but Kai's going to find the pick onto Pineapple. That's what you need here. The Nano going to come in as well just to strengthen the picks here, and it's going to be 3 minutes and 9 seconds here on the side of Bandicoots, just getting some amazing plays there coming out from a lot of members of Bandicoots there. Repeat finding some good picks and just amazing play.
Yeah, really nice job on that attack there. Repeat with a really nice bob. Something I want to point out there about that final bob that was thrown up by Phosphor, just trying to get the the final contestant. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but Vantage took the bob, took the uppercut damage from the bob. Of course, when Bob gets sent out, he will go until he hits a player or an obstacle on the map. But if he hits the player, it's extra damage. But something you can do with Bob is to stop it from being in a good angle. You can just tank the hit, tank the uppercut hit, and then it will be in a really bad spot. And Vantage tanks that hit and prevents Bob from touching the point, and it prevents a stall. Like, that Bob is going to sit there for a very long time. 1,000 HP target on the point. It's going to stall for a very long time, even if they are able to focus it down. So really heads up play there by Vantage, and it looks like they will be onto a Hog Zarya defense. Not sure if I like this, given how well their dive defense was going at focusing out the Widow. We'll have to see how it plays out. This is Banditcoots' map to lose right now. They are in complete control.
Absolutely here. We are going to see if they're going to be able to get what they need here. They had this Hog Zarya combo, so we're going to see if it'll work for them. It hasn't worked for them in the future, but we'll see if it's going to work for them here. Paper's going to go really low here, but going to be healed up with just all the healing on his side, as well as his own take a breather. Just so much healing on that Roadhog, which is why he's such a monster to take down, especially if there's a lot of sustain on his comp here. And just the aggression coming in from Dice Rolls is going to push the members of Banditcoots back to the point here, but Chem is going to pick up onto Phosphor, and Snopes is going to get the pick up onto Testing. Both picks coming in here, repeat as well. Every single member of Banditcoots is just, all of the members of Banditcoots are just getting pick after pick here, and that's exactly what they need. There's just 10 seconds left for the members of Dice Rolls, and any picks here are massive. It's going to be Testing going onto the Wrecking Ball just to try and get point touch. It looks like he will here. He is the only one on the point, and the only one who's going to be really able to touch point until Kai comes in on the trace, but it's not going to be there. It's not going to be there for long, and it's just 3 members here. They're just trying to get to the point, and they will not. And that is going to be a full hold here for Banditcoots, and now it really is their map to, well, not lose, but it's their map to draw.
Yeah, now it's pressure's on Dice Rolls. They need to get a draw here. If they want to prevent the series from getting tied, obviously there is no way this does not go to a map 5, which would be map type control, which is untiable. So, eventually the series will end. However, if Banditcoots can get the win off this, that would be huge for them, right? If you go through all this work, getting this massive time bank, and then you draw this map, that's going to kill your morale, and it's really going to hurt you going into the control map type. I want to remind the folks at home that Dice Rolls did win the control map type. They were on Oasis, and Dice Rolls, I believe, won that map type 2-0. Or no, it was 2-1. It was 2-1. They did use all map types, or all the maps on that map type. However, I mean, Dice Rolls look much better on the control map type, and this Hog Zarya comp that they want to run seems to be better there for them. So I feel like Banditcoots needs this win going in if they want to have any sort of advantage in the series. Of course, it will be tied, but there is the advantage of momentum and morale, and I think there's no way you have that advantage if you end up drawing this map. So Banditcoots needs this, in my opinion, if they want to stay in the series.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to see what's going to happen coming out here. 3 minutes and 9 seconds is a long time bank. Still, it's absolutely possible for the full hold to come out here from Dice Rolls. So we're going to see what's going to happen here in this first push. Vantage is going to drop down here and going to push Phosphor off of the high ground. That's really important. Phosphor is not going to have the ability to take pot shots at the members of Banditcoots as they approach the choke, but as I say that, Phosphor just takes pot shots onto the member, is going to take pot shots onto the members of Banditcoots as they approach here, and there is going to be a quick fight win for the members of Dice Roll here.
Yeah, the advantage of a quick fight win if you're on attack is that, you don't give a lot of time for the defense to build up their ultimates, you lose it fast, and so, ult charge remains pretty even. Unfortunately, Phosphor was the one doing all the work, so he will be very, very close to Bob, and Vantage is going to switch off the Winston onto the Roadhog. I don't know if I like this, but I mean, given how Banditcoots has been playing, I gotta trust them on this. They seem to know what's working for them, and it's going to go well.
Ooh, Phosphor is going to just go down right away, and that is not going to be resable there. But as I say that, Repeat is going to be going down as well there. It's just going to be an even trade there. Both Ashes going down. Snopes does have the Graviton Surge here. Could come out and catch a lot of people here. And here it does come. But Paper is going to get at Nano and is going to be gonna do a lot of damage. Gonna whip out the whole hog as well here. Just going to put so much damage in onto the members of Banditcoots, and has another fight win for Dice Rolls here.
Yeah, Moraine with a really heads-up play there to nano the Roadhog, and that's just going to deny any follow-up on the Graph. The Graph was good. It was onto the high charge Zarya, which is a really, really good pick. One that you're really going to want to confirm. Unfortunately, they're not able to get it here, but they will have this Nano Blade combo. I would like to see them combo the Bob with it as well, because they all they need is a tick. They can throw ults at this all they want, but I think they need to get more than just the Nano Blade to ensure that they can win this point.
Absolutely. Here comes the Valkyrie. Both sides going to pull it out here. Here comes the High Noon from Kai. They're not going to find anything, just going to do a bit of zoning there. Going to force Pineapple to play a little more passively there. But Kai's going to go down. Kevin's going to find that pick there. And here comes the Nano Blade. We're going to see what it's going to be able to do. Snip's going to find the pick up on the paper. And Kevin's going to find the pick up on the testing as well. That's going to be... That's what you need here, and it's going to be up to the remaining members to get anything that they can do here. Paper is going to go down, and it's just Kai on the point, but he's not going to be on the point for long. It's going to be the point ticking up here. No one's going to be able to touch. It's going to be Banditcoots taking this map just barely, and they're going to go 2-2. We have the match point coming up. We're having the final point here, 2-2, and just want to draw your attention back to the predictions that we did right at the start of this match. I said it was 2-2.
Right,
you said that it would be 3-1.
Yes, but who did you say would win?
I did say dice rolls.
You did say dice rolls. And going into this next map here, all the advantage is on the side of Bandicoots. They're the ones who have won the last 2 maps. They're the ones who have made the adjustments. They're the ones who have the momentum going into the final map of this series. So, you know, I may have been wrong with the score, but I have to trust my gut here. I think Bandicoots takes this final map, and that makes my prediction, I would say, more right than yours, because I actually guessed the correct team.
It's a good point, but, you know, correct team, that's a 50-50 chance. You know, correct score, you know, that's oh, man, that's like 1 in 6, is it? That's, you know, a lot more difficult. But
well, I will point out that your correct score is not correct if the wrong team wins, because you said 3-2 for dice rolls, but it would be 3-2 for Bandicoots.
Good point. But
all hail the Mysfyt math god. That's all I have to say.
So we're going to look at our next map here, which we're going to be getting from dice rolls, which they do have the advantage going in here that they will be able to pick their map. I'm not trying to like fight you and say, well, actually they have the advantage, because but dice rolls are going to have a little bit of advantage here. They're going to be able to pick the map, which is a little bit of the counter, the foil to that momentum that Bandicoots has coming in, that they are fighting for the reverse sweep here. They're fighting to come back from what seemed like what was going to be a stomp, if you had tuned in for just the first 2 maps and then stopped. You would have assumed, oh yeah, in the third map, you know, dice rolls just went on and won. But here we are in our map 5, and we're gonna see our map 5, Busan, and that will be our last map.
Yeah, and Busan's a very interesting one. For me, at least. I really like it for Dive. I think Dive is really good, especially on downtown. But the other 2 don't favor Dive as much. There's a little bit too much distance on Sanctuary for it to be really dominant. It's still good, but I don't know if it's better than the Hog Zarya comp. And I do think Mecha Base does favor the Hog Zarya. So I would expect this to go to the final point of the final map, because I think Bandicoots will have the advantage on downtown, and I have to assume that Dice Rolls will have the advantage on Mecha Base. That being said, though, the order might favor one team or another. If Mecha Base doesn't get played until the 3rd map, then Bandicoots has the advantage. If Downtown doesn't get played until the 3rd map, then Dice Rolls has the advantage. So it's kind of a little bit up to chance here. But like we mentioned, you know, Bandicoots has the advantage of being, of coming into this after winning the last 2 maps and having made the adjustments. But Dice Rolls, I think, is still a really, really good team. And there are 2 maps here, Sanctuary and Downtown, that do see some Widow play. So Kai does have the potential to make some big plays.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot that can really happen here. As we get into Busan, I think we're going to be doing a little bit of a we might be doing a little bit of a pause here, because we did have a disconnect on the side of Bandicoots here. I think. So we might be taking a little bit of a break. So we will. We're not gonna like actually leave, but I think we're going to just kind of a little bit before we get into our next map here. So, but what do you think is going to happen here? You talked about, the map order might favor one team or another, but you know, I don't know here. It's very different maps here. Busan versus, and each point of Busan is very different from the last.
That's true. That is yeah, that's pretty true. But what I am going to say about that is, the dive comp can be played on every point. I do think Bandicoots will have the advantage here. I think the Dice Rolls has room to make the right plays. Dice Rolls obviously a really good team. We talk about their coaching with Edict, who was a really big part of No's success last season. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Dice Rolls is many of the returning members from No. So they're used to working with Edicts. Edicts is used to coaching these players. So even if the players themselves aren't making the right adjustments, Edicts can tell them what the correct play is, what they need to do better. So we cannot count Dice Rolls out. We cannot just be like, oh, Bandicoots has won the last 2 maps. They've got Dice Rolls figured out. There's still a lot of room for adaptability, even in this final map of the series where both teams have felt each other out quite a bit. And so I think we're going to have a really, really close map here. And I'm really excited for it. Really excited to see a final end to the series. I mean, both these teams are top teams, right? In my opinion, Bandicoots is top 3. But if they beat Dice Rolls here, that puts them in the case for top 2 and even top 1. I've mentioned that I think Dice Rolls is pretty even with Bench Boys. I think the Dice Rolls has what it takes to play with us in the big leagues. And if Bandicoots can beat them, that means we also have to start considering Bandicoots to be even with us. So this is proving grounds for both these teams. Can Dice Rolls prove that they're the number 2 team, or can Bandicoots put them in the conversation for the best team?
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a lot of questions here, and they will be answered here as Vantage is going to come right back. So we will get going very soon here into Busan. Very exciting map. Just so much that can be done here. I feel like we've said it all, but we'll only really get to see it when we see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I something else I'm interested in. There's a lot of things I'm interested in just in general, but for this game especially, I'm interested to see if Dice Rolls is going to switch to a dive comp, because a lot of the reason that mirror comps are so effective, like mirroring the opponent's comp is so effective, right, is because there isn't like a matchup thing, right? Like there is a matchup thing in a mirror comp, right? But if you think about like the easiest way to beat something is to mirror it and be better at it, right? We can go through this with comps. We could also go through it with just characters, right? Like if you think about Widowmaker, right? The best counter to a good Widowmaker is a better Widowmaker, because you just beat them. You just win, right? That is in its simplest form, right? You just click the head before they click yours, and you win that 1v1. In terms of compositions, you have to use your resources better. So if Dice Rolls thinks that they have the potential to run the dive comp better, I wouldn't be surprised if Paper locks the Winston going forward here. Because if they think that they are better at this dive comp, running the mirror favors them over trying to force a Hog Zarya that doesn't seem to be working for them anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a lot of cool questions that are going to come in. Again, we'll see the answers when we get started here, which looks like it will be soon here. We're just getting the confirmations from each team that they are ready, and we will we'll see what happens here.
Absolutely. It looks like we are just figuring out a few of the last few things. It looks like there's some issues with some issues. It does seem like we will have a sub coming in. So Jeffbot, who is the, I believe, assistant coach, who is actually on the roster, will be having to come in for Pineapple as a ringer. It appears Pineapple needs to go for some reason. Unfortunate for them. This could actually change the outcome of this map. Like Pineapple's been what they're used to, been what they're playing with. Of course, in this meta, the main support role isn't that impactful. I'm not going to say that it's not impactful, but Mercy, not really a hard carry character in the way that Kai's Widowmaker has been, or Kemi's Genji's been popping off. repeat or two on the Ashe. Not to say, both of them have been absolutely crazy for Banditcoots. But the Mercy doesn't have that same impact, right? So, in terms of characters that get subbed out, I think the main sport's probably the best one they could ask for. So I hope this doesn't affect them too much going forward, because I really want to see an exciting end to the series, because it's been very close so far.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to see what happens here. I think we are almost ready to get in here, and we'll go through this. I think both teams are ready here. It'll just be a bit before we get started.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's good. Why don't we just throw it to a short break before we can finally get into this map, just to, give everyone a little bit of a break. And, we'll catch you after this one. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a really, really close end to the series, and we're excited to show it to you.
Yep.
I look at people and I wonder all day, who are you and you are not the one in your way. And then I think about myself and I stayed. I'm a pretty boss with almost your brain waste. I'm a freak in the sheets, but I got class. I'ma grab an ass if you want it. Best you ever had, give it to you. Talk about quiet with a big mouth. Listen for the doubt, then call it.
And we are back here. We are in the round right now, in our last map here of this game that has turned out to be an incredible game here between Banditcoots and Dice. Both of these teams have 2 points here, and they are looking to close it out here on Busan, on Mecha Base, and we're gonna see in a little bit. We're gonna see when the conclusion of this, because we just had a disconnect here. Here we go again.
Yeah, that's not really what you want to see out of their Vantage. I believe had to restart before we got into this map, and now he just DCs again. So that's not ideal. We will have to wait a little bit longer to get into this map. We can analyze the comps a little bit. Both teams were showing the Hog Zarya. Vantage has now rejoined, so that's nice. We'll be getting into this very shortly. But the only real big difference between this is that Phosphor will be on the Junkrat and Repeat will be on the Mei. I don't think the Mei gets a lot of value in this comp, because the Mei is typically used to help the Rhine, isolate a target and let the Rhine swing on him through cleave. But I suppose it can still work. Obviously this map has very tight chokes, so the Mei can still isolate very well. But I think the high damage of the Junkrat that Phosphor is running, it might just be too much, considering there are no shields to shut it down.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are, fingers crossed, knock on wood, everyone. We are going to get back here, and we are going to start this round again, for real this time. The final map of this game, for real. Promise, pinky swear. We're both teams are leaving the doors here. No one's DCing. Hopefully, as we get into this map here on Mecha Base.
Yeah, they will actually switch the comps up a little bit, so it will actually be an Ashe Tracer like we saw in Oasis for dice rolls. I think that's actually better than what
It didn't get the hook, but the peel is there. Just the entirety of Banditcoots just runs up and just peels. Repeat is going to get 2 picks on the Mei. They're just coming out on the Mei, something that we really haven't seen him on there, but Kai is going to go into the backline and start harassing the members of Banditcoots. There's going to be a couple picks there. Oh, but Kai's is going to get hooked and booked. Just taken down so fast there, and the point is going to initially go to Banditcoots there.
Yeah, but they've had to give up the high ground for it, so now Phosphor can just sit up there and take pot shots as Bandicoot struggles to get away from it. And that's going to allow a lot of space for the tanks to push in and get in the hook range of Bandicoot.
Absolutely, or it'll just allow for an amazing pick there coming in from Phosphor. And Kai is going to actually go down, going to try and dive in the backline, but going to go down so effectively there. But so many picks coming in for dice rolls, I'm not sure if it's going to even matter there. We're going to see Pineapple going down as well, and this is going to be Ian trying to stall out the point. Ian and Snopes trying to stall out the point here. We might have some respawns coming in. Repeat, going to try and stall out, but it will not be enough. And now he is going to be on the run there, and that is a crucial stagger there.
Yeah, a lot of ults available for both teams going into this next fight. We have seen this grab Wolfhog get comboed a lot, but neither team has that full combo. Looks like Vantage will be closer to it than his counterpart on dice rolls. But you know, the Bob is available. Both Nanos, both Downs are available. The High Noon's available. This could be a very two-heavy fight right here.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be an ult fiesta. Here comes the grab from Snopes, and here comes the whole hog from Paper. A lot of people very low on dice, but no one's going to really go down. Paper going to go down, but it's not going to be enough. Kami going to get 2 on this McCree here, but it will not be enough. It is going to be Dice Balls holding on to this point here.
Yeah, it costs the tank ults for the side of Bandicoots. They will have the Blizzard moving forward, and they are able to actually get the res off on Kenny, so that means they will be able to engage right away with this Valkyrie. That could be really big here. Kai's for this pulse bomb in the back.
Absolutely, Kai just takes down Snopes immediately, just with a primary fire, not even using any of that fancy ultimates, and Vintage is going to respond with the pickup onto Phosphor there. The Blizzard's going to come out, and the hook onto Testing is going to take them down there, and it's going to be a bit of a scrappy fight on the point here, but it looks like the picks are going the way of Dice Rolls. Repeat is going to get the pick onto Phosphor, but it's not going to be enough there. It's just going to be Snopes and Repeat, and they're just going to have to, and Repeat is just going to have to retreat.
Yeah, Kai is looking to get Snopes, but it doesn't look like he will be able to. There was a pulse bomb, but it did look like it got bubbled. It's last fight territory here for Bandicoots, and they have no ults to work with. This is gonna be really scary. I would assume Kai's just gonna grab them off.
Oh yeah, they just get grabbed right in that choke point, and it doesn't even look like they're going to be able to touch the point. Oh no, someone does touch the point, but there's too many picks on the side of Dice Rolls, and they're gonna come out on top this round 1-0, and it is match round for them. They just need one more round here to win, and it is really now do or die time for Bandicoots. They need to win both of these next rounds here, or it is game over for them.
Yeah, and we did mention this, that Mecha Base was the map that kind of favored Dice Rolls a little bit more than the others because of this Hog Zarya comp that they ran. Dive is, I would say, better than Hog Zarya on the other 2 points here. I think on downtown especially, I think Dive is much better than the Hog Zarya comp. And we will see a return to it for Bandicoots. They will be back onto this comfort pick comp for them. But now they have to deal with Kai's Widowmaker. So it's going to be a battle of which is, better on this point, Kai's Widow or Bandicoots Dive.
Yeah, and we're going to see that now. We've seen some bit of conflicting answers here. Kai just scanning out, trying to see anyone down this main choke, but unbeknownst to him, the entirety of Bandicoots is on the point right now, taking some early point presence, but it's going to be the double sniper here, just going to try and put the pressure onto them here, and it's going to be a matter of who gets this first pick here. That is so important in Overwatch. Point presence is going to go the way of Bandicoots, but they're not going to catch the point first. Bandicoots going to get picked up onto Testing, though, really early, and the point is going to go the way of Bandicoots, but the fight is not over yet. Well, I say that, and Repeat is going to find the pickup onto Moiraine and Papersor as well. That is just what you want there, Repeat. Going to get the picks that they need there, taking down both supports, and that's going to secure that point there.
Yeah, and now Vantage can completely deny this high ground area for Kai's Widowmaker, and Kai knows it, so he is going to make the swap onto the Tracer, which, to be fair, he's been performing very, very well on, so, not anything to blink at here. and gets into this next fight.
Absolutely here. Oh,
Lasered.
well, looks like Snoke linked at the Tracer and absolutely takes him down. There. That was an amazing anti-nade there coming out from Ian, getting 3 members of dice rolls there. And Repeat is going to get another pick onto Phosphor, just stalling out this attack even more, just more and more there. And it just seems like whenever one person comes back, another person falls for dice rolls here. And that is not what you want here as you're up at 60-0 right now.
Yeah, and a lot of ultimates are going to be available for Bandicoots in this fight. They're almost to a Nano Blade. They do have the grab. They want to just grab Blade, and they also have, the Valk, the Primal, the Bob coming online. Really scary if your dice rolls here to try to contest this.
Absolutely. 6 ultimates on the side of dice rolls. Well, there's one that's going to not be used there. Ian's going to go down early, but here comes the Nano Blade onto the grab. Picks are coming in on both sides, but with how many ultimates there are on the side of Bandicoots, it looks like they might be able to carry it out here, and it's just going to be the Bob that's going to end up doing it there for them. But a lot of ultimates came up, but it's the last fight territory now.
Yeah, it is last fight territory, and Ian is able to save this Nano. They aren't going to be able to prevent the touch. It does look like Testing will get there, but now it's just down to who can force the other off the plate.
Absolutely. Here comes Phosphor with the Bob, going to land on the point and just put so much pressure onto everyone on the point and able to cover the res from Paper Sword onto Moiraine on the Moira there. And it is going to be the team fight win for Dice, but they need a perfect defense here now.
Yeah, they're running the hug and ball torture, as it's sometimes referred to, into the dive comp. And this is going to be really scary. I don't know if Testing is actually that practice on the ball. We haven't seen too much of him on it, except for stalls. But it's going to come down to, they need to have a perfect defense here now as well. They cannot afford to lose a fight. All that Bandicoots really needs to do is farm up their ults and have one clean fight, and they win and send it to the map 3 of the map 5.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see exactly what's going to happen here. Kai does have this pulse bomb, and he's in the backline here. Paper is going to get the resurrect onto Repeat pick of Foster, but no, Kai's going to get 2 with the pulse bomb. That's incredible. That's just what you want there. An ultimate so fast charging as that pulse bomb, getting so much value as it just did there, and that's exactly what you want there. If you are Dice Rolls, you want to start to get these ultimates there, and they're going to start getting them up as well.
Yeah, and Kemi is able to get this Nano Blade off, or the Blade off, I should say, but the Nano is far behind. They weren't able to charge it off, so it looks like they will need a grab Blade if they want to win here. They have the Bob as well. I want to see them try to play this slow and just play for ult. They only need one more fight.
Here comes the minefield coming out from Testing there, but oh no, Vantage is going to go off the side. That's not good there. And Testing's going to get the pickup onto Snopes as well. That is just unlucky there.
Final fight situation here. Both teams need to win this fight. They're not to the Nano Blade yet. They need a big grab blade come off, but Paper is gonna have the whole hog to completely deny it. This looks like it's in Dice Roll's favor. Bandicoots need a massive hero play here if they want to win the map.
Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna need a massive hero play here. Here comes the Bob, but the picks are coming in here. 4 dice, both the supports are down for Bandicoots, and it's not going to be enough. The Graviton is going to catch Moiraine, but there's just no one left to contest. That's it. That's the team kill, and that might just be the game. That's the game. That's the match. 3-2 for Dice Rolls, and a large, massive boost to both Dice Rolls' credibility and my predictions as a caster.
All right, pal. We're going back to this again. All right. Well, aside from that, I think that Dice Roll played a really good game tonight. They didn't get boomed. They still came out. They played their game. They stuck with what was working. I felt like they deserved the win tonight. But of course, Bandicoots with another really close showing against the top team. Absolutely. Even though they weren't able to pull the win, I do think that they are still a top team, and I think they proved that tonight with the way they were able to adjust to this Hog Zarya comp from Dice Rolls. So I don't think they can be too mad with how they performed. But obviously, it's not fun to lose such a close game like that. But both teams played so well tonight, and I think they both solidified their claim to a top team in the Majors division.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these teams played so incredibly well here on just some amazing performances from the DPS, from the tanks, from the supports. Just so amazing performances all around here. Just it would be so hard to pick just one amazing player, but we're gonna do it here. And honestly, personally, I think that it should be Kai.
I'm not gonna have any complaints there. Kai was incredible on the Widowmaker, and I think he's almost solely responsible for one of their map wins on King's Row. Or excuse me, not King's Row, the map before King's Row. I forget what it is off the top of my head, but I remember thinking that Kai was very good on it. A bit of a scuffed cast right there, scuff moment like that. But I mean, Kai was dominant all the time. Like Banditcoots needed to switch their comp up on King's Row and Full Sky, which was the two maps that they won, just to counter Kai's Widowmaker. And I think like having such an impactful pick like that deserves you as the most valuable player in the match. Really, really good performance from him tonight, and I'm really excited to see what he can do for the rest of the season.
All right, so we are going to go to a short break here. And when we come back, we are actually going to be talking to the man himself, the one, the only Kai here. And we're going to talk to him about his team's performance today. And we're going to see what he has to say about just everything that happened today. So you don't want to miss it. We'll see you then.
Look at people and I wonder all day, who are you and you are not the one in your way. And then I think about myself and I say, I'm a pretty boss, look how much your brain waste. I'm a freak in the sheets, but I got class. I'ma grab an ass if you want it. Best you ever had, give it to you. Talk about quiet with a big mouth. Listen for the doubt, then call it. Make you out for what you say to me. Look at every single date. If you got what I need, then oh, I'll take you on like a big deal. Legs you can unseal, key in ignition. Just keep me full like I had a meal once in a while. Feel alright. I know you like it, can't fight it. I might let you ride the wave. New York and your LA come together, feel the shock waves.
And we are back here with Kai, the one, the only, the devastating Widowmaker of Dice Rolls here. Kai, amazing job in that past match there. And I just want to ask you, you were down. You came out so explosively. You and your team came out so explosively, going up 2-0. And then you fell down 2-2. How did you rally back on Busan, and how did you keep from getting boomed and keep that momentum that came in on the side of Banditcoots? How did you not let that sort of take you?
Well, in between rounds, we usually just like to just completely reset. We usually go back into the next map thinking that it's just the first map and none of the maps ever happened before. So it just feels like map one every single map.
It's a good
So-
mindset to have.
Hmm?
So it's a good mindset to have. So.
Yeah.
So while we're on the topic of 3-2s, this is your second 3-2 in a row. Do you have anything to say about having such close matches? Is it just that the competition is that good, or is are you guys still figuring some stuff out? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I think with the new Hog Zarya meta, it's definitely something that we're still figuring stuff out. Yeah, I think it's just the meta. I feel like we're a very strong team.
That's awesome. So, is there any people on your team that you want to shout out? I know that everyone on your team did amazing, and we've been talking about that. But is there anyone specifically you want to shout out or give thanks to while you're on the stream?
I'd say Colin, because although he didn't play much today, he was still giving really good feedback in between rounds.
All right. I mean, hey, that's always good having someone on the bench to hype you up after that. We did talk a little bit about while we're on the topic of like people who spectate. We were talking a bit about your coaching and how Edix has been a very, very positive influence on this. Not really organization, but this team has been together for quite some time, and he's done a lot for it. Do you have anything to say about your coaching staff? Anything you want to say about them, about how they help you moving forward in the season, or about how they helped you during the game?
Edix is an amazing coach. He puts so much effort, even in between scrims and in between matches. He puts a lot of effort in, and I feel like that's what really makes him a great coach. Is he puts in a lot of effort outside, and not just talks during scrims and then leaves. He's actively in the Discord, and we're all just very interactive with each other.
So, looking forward into sort of your team's future with Owlet, what are you looking forward to for these in this season and sort of going forward?
I'm looking forward to playoffs and especially finals, because last season I played stage 1, I believe, and then I unfortunately could not be playing anymore. But I saw the team get all the way up to finals, and we want to redeem ourselves.
All right, that's a good goal to have. I do expect you guys to go pretty far in this division, and I'm excited to see how you guys shape up. So thank you for joining us in the booth. An excellent performance tonight. You played very, very well. You did well deserving of this MVP, and good luck to you guys moving forward.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
23, she left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt the glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. The pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. Best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath.